Have you ever wondered why streamer lobbies look so easy? You often see in the comments section or in live stream chats people commenting, "Wow, I wish my lobbies are that easy." So what's going on here? Is there something that streamers are doing in their gameplay, or is there an exploit that they're using to get easier lobbies? The answer is surprisingly yes. So let's get into it. You see, what most people fail to understand is that streamers and pros are doing one thing really well that makes almost all of their fights incredibly easy. Now, when most normal players fight, both opponents get a pretty equal chance of winning the fight. They usually start shooting at each other from afar, then move in closer and closer, and then the fight finishes with both players trading close-range blows and the victor standing over a pile of loot, scrambling to restore their depleted health. But when you watch a streamer or a pro, it just seems like no one fights back. All they do is run away or look completely lost in the fight. You'd almost think content creators are manipulating their lobbies to get easier opponents. So are they? Yes. They have exclusive contracts with Epic Games to get lobbies that have an average of 47% less skill than themselves. This makes the content so entertaining to watch and keeps healthy viewership on Fortnite. Okay, that's a lie, but I bet some of you felt validated right there, right? Now, the real difference is that the way the content creators approach the start of a fight. They really are doing three things that make the majority of their fights incredibly easy. First, they have perfected catching people off guard. Second, they are experts at landing heavy damage at the start of the fight. And third, they are great at keeping constant pressure on their enemy and giving them no chance to fight back. Basically, they are the school bully who goes around sucker punching people in the back of the head and then chasing them down while they are only partially conscious, shouting in their ear to give them their lunch money until the victim coughs it up without even considering fighting back. Yeah, it's pretty messed up, but it's also incredibly effective for getting lots of chocolate pudding and lots of eliminations in Fortnite. It's like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. But the full quote from Mike Tyson actually says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Then, like a rat, they stop and freeze in fear. And that right there is really the key ingredient to the strategy: fear. I'm sure you felt it to some degree as an all-gray superhero sweat is shockwaving towards you, raining down bullets without you even knowing where they came from. You feel extreme stress, maybe a little bit of combat anxiety, a whole lot of pressure, and most of us will immediately go into flight instead of fight. And that is exactly why streamer lobbies look easy. Now, the only proven method to keep sweat lords from ambushing you in Fortnite or bullies from stealing your lunch money is to subscribe to Toby1 Shinobi and hit the like button on this video. Trust me, it'll work. I'll pause the video and give you a second. Click the button. Both buttons, please. Nice. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you want to make the majority of your fights extremely easy, then you need to master what I call the dragon playstyle, which is explained in depth in my 3 unbeatable playstyles video. I recommend watching that video if you want to learn how to adapt your playstyle to meet different situations and counter certain types of play. In theory, the dragon playstyle has a pretty simple strategy. You catch your opponent completely off guard, you land about 100 damage on them before they even know what's happening, then you continue to apply constant pressure so they don't have a second to think about fighting back while you shoot them in the back as they run away, or maybe sort of think about fighting you in an embarrassing attempt. This is much like an actual dragon swooping down on unsuspecting villagers and incinerating the entire village. You're not going to fight the dragon, you're going to run for your life, and that's probably not going to work either. Now, what really separates the sweats from the average player is the amount of aggression and pressure that they put on their enemy in a way that gives them no chance to fight back. This requires good long-range aim and in-air accuracy, good use of mobility like shockwaves or whatever the current season's mobility item is, and good close-range movement and aim to keep the enemy missing. And at the most expert levels of the dragon playstyle is the ability to play at the perfect ranges or use good cover and movement so that you never actually give your enemy a chance to land heavy damage. Now, dragon ambushes can play out a few different ways, and it's usually the opening attack that changes the most. One version is that you land opening tags at a longer range for about 100 damage, and then immediately shockwave or use movement to get within close medium range of your enemy. Then you spam a cleanup weapon on them as they begin to run away, but you never get quite close enough that they have a chance. This is usually that sweet 15-meter distance where they can't hit you with a heavy shotgun shot and they can't really snipe you because it's just a little too close. Another version of the opening is that you use your mobility items to get into the air and land heavy damage on your enemy as you come down from the sky, dealing about 100 damage before they can even react. Then all you gotta do is stay out of their fatal shotgun range and continue to pepper them until they die. The opening of this attack is best done with something like a flowberry effect and shockwaves so that you can jump onto your opponent from a very far distance away outside of their audio cue range, and then you just land right on them without them ever knowing it. Another version of the opening is that you just start the fight by applying crazy amounts of pressure on them with a fast firing ranged weapon and peppering them to a point where they feel like they can't turn around to fight because you're too close on their tail with too much of an advantage. This is often seen when someone's driving away in a car and you're constantly shooting it, or you jump into their car with a pickaxe trick and start hitting them repeatedly for 20 damage. If you don't know how to do that trick, I highly recommend watching my advanced car combat video because it will take your car combat to another level and it'll teach you this super helpful trick. Now, a key ingredient in all of these types of ambushes is that you don't allow your enemy to land a huge hit back on you to even out the fight. So you have to move in such a way that it's extremely hard for them to get a clean shot, or once you get within close range of them, you either use cover or the environment to your advantage, or just very good distancing so they can never hit you with a big shotgun shot. If you land 100 damage on them from afar and then stay 15 meters away from them, pelting them with medium range attacks, they can never get the chance to land a heavy shotgun shot or a quick sniper or hand cannon shot because the range at which you're playing and the speed at which you're moving is just too awkward. So they either run away or they fight with no real chance of winning. So really practice playing at perfectly awkward ranges from your enemy so that they can't get back into the fight. And also practice using good movement and cover. Now, in order to practice your aim and movement, I highly suggest using the Shinobi Mastery course map. Map code is on screen above and in the comments below. I designed this map over the course of about 6 months to prepare you for every type of situation in Fortnite Zero Build and get you beastly aim and movement. If you actually grind the scenarios in this map, I promise your aim will significantly improve at a faster rate than it ever has. I highly recommend running the Gauntlet, or what's called the All Level Challenge, to see where your weaknesses lie and earn your Shinobi belt color. From there, you'll know where your skills stand and what you need to work on, and you'll have all the scenarios at your fingertips to do it. Watch my Shinobi Zero Build Mastery breakdown video if you want to see how to properly do each scenario and get a par score for a black belt run. And if you want to improve your aim overall with game-changing advice and techniques that you've probably never heard before, watch this video. Have yourself a great day. Shinobi out. Psst. Hey, consider using code Toby1Shinobi in your Fortnite item shop if you want to thank me for my efforts to make you a better player. I appreciate that.